Okay, I'm going to show you very simply how to read guitar tab. It's really easy, and I'm going to put it in real simple terms for you. So on the guitar, you have 6 strings: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the guitar tab, you have 6 lines. You can probably guess what the lines represent. So you have a line on the bottom that represents the low E string, the thickest string. The next line above that represents the A string. The next line above that represents the D string. The next line above that represents the G string. The next line above that represents the B string. And the final line, the line on top, represents the highest string, the thinnest string, the high E string. So what you will see is you will see numbers on these lines, such as you may see 3 on the bottom line. And then after it, you may see 0 on the second line from the bottom. Essentially, what you do is you read it like you do the English language. You read from left to right. So the first number that you see, first number that appears, you play that first. The second number comes after that. So the 3 on the bottom line represents the 3rd fret. So you're playing the 3rd fret on the bottom line. So if you see 3 on the bottom line, you play that. And then after that, you have 0 on the second to bottom line, which is the A string. So you would then play the 0. So you would go 3, 0. The only thing that you have to work out yourself with tab is timings of things. You have to use your ear listening to a song to get the timing and get the melody in your head. Now, there is something else that happens within tab. It can confuse people a little bit, but it's not as confusing as it looks. You can get numbers that are stacked on top of each other. So you could get, for instance, 3 on the bottom line, which is the low E string. And at the same time, you could get a number 5 stacked on top of that. What that essentially means is you play both of those notes together when they're stacked on top. So you play a number 3 and you on the low E string, and you push down on a number 5 on the A string, and you hit them both together. And that would create a power chord. And you can get 3 numbers stacked on top of each other, 4 numbers, 5 numbers, 6 numbers, essentially creating chords. If you see a 0, it just means that you play an open string. So you play that string open. And that's as straightforward as tab is. So the only thing that you have to do is work out what the actual timings of the notes are. And also, the one thing tab doesn't tell you is which fingers to use. So you have to be quite logistic and fast thinking with it. So for instance, when you're playing one note at a time, it's not too much of a bother. But if you want to be really flowing, really think about what finger leads into the next finger. There is a little bit of a guide. I'll put that in a separate video. But for now, enjoy reading tab, and I hope that helps you.